Hello everyone, I am Siddharthan. Currently, we are in the second module of our deep learning course where we are discussing about mathematics for deep learning. The previous video in this section was about the vector operations where we have discussed about vector addition, vector subtraction, dot product and cross product. So in this video, let's try to do all these calculations in Python and see how we can derive these results. So this will be the agenda for today's video, and once we are clear with this, in the next video we will be understanding the other advanced vector operations such as vector projection, cosine similarity, scalar multiplication and element wise multiplication. Okay, so in today's video let's get just started with this vector operations in Python. So I'll open my Google Collaboratory and connect to my runtime. So I hope everyone is familiar with Google Collaboratory by now. So there is two ways to do this. One is you can kind of do this from scratch instead of using any libraries like NumPy by using some for loop and zip functions in order to do these vector additions and subtraction. But you can also do this with ready-made NumPy functions. So when you use NumPy, the processing is going to be a lot faster. So I'm going to go with that. So first I'll import my NumPy library as np. So let's import this, import numpy as np, and let's create two vectors. So we have this, let's say we have this v1 which is equal to 2 comma 3 and v2 that is equal to 3 comma minus 2. So these are the two vectors and you can put this in a list. So I'll run this, and these are the ones that we have considered for the previous video. So when we have two vectors as 2 comma 3 and 3 comma minus 2, so the addition is going to be 5 comma 1. So we have discussed this. So let's see if we are getting the same result here. So now I'm going to create a function and name this as vector addition, and here it's going to take two list as its input values. So we have v1 and v2, and the next thing that we are going to do is convert these two things into numpy arrays. So I'll say np dot array v1. Similarly, we are going to convert v2 as another numpy array. So I'll call this as v2. Okay. Next is I'm going to return np dot add v1 comma v2. So this np dot add, which is again the class within this numpy library, so it's going to do vector addition. So when it's vector addition, it's nothing but we add all these elements like element wise. So we have this 2 3 and 3 2, so we just add this 2 and 3 and 3 and minus 2, which is plus 1. So we would get 5 and 1. So let's see if we are getting the same result. So this is the function, and we can call this function in the next cell. So if you note this here, right, so we are converting this numpy arrays, numpy, this v1 and v2 into respect to numpy arrays and storing in this variable. But outside this function, it would still be a list. So this conversion only happens within this function. Okay, so these would be like the local variables, but these are the global variables. So here I'll say sum vector. Let's call this result as sum vector, and let's say sum vector is equal to vector addition, the function that we have created. And within this, I'm going to say v1 comma v2, and here let's print this sum vector. So the result is 4 comma 6. Okay, I think something has went wrong. So we have this numpy array. Oh, I have to run this again. Okay, because there was a mistake of this being v1, right? So that's why. So basically we are converting the individual list into numpy array and using this np.add function in order to do this vector addition. So now let's do this vector subtraction, which is pretty similar to this. So we just have to change the function name and the class that we are using. So here in this vector subtraction, I'll say define vector subtraction, and here also it's going to take v1 and v2, and we can just copy this and paste it and just change few things. So here first it should be converted to numpy array as we are seeing here, and then do this np.subtract, which is vector subtraction. So now we can call this as a difference vector, and here I'm going to call this function of vector subtraction v1 and v2. So I would strongly suggest you to try this without numpy as well. So as I said, what you can do is you can iterate through this v1 and v2 using this zip. So I can just show you that quickly. So you can say for let's say x maybe x1 and x1 comma x2 in zip v1 comma v2. I'll show you can how you can access these things. So x1 and x2, or yeah, or I can change these values and I can show this to you. So let's call this as vector a1, which is equal to, let's say, 1 comma 4, and let's say we have another vector that is a2, which is equal to 5 let's say 5 comma 6. So let's iterate this through this one. We have this a1 and a2. So this is how you can kind of access this number and this number, and you can add it, and you can access the second number in each of this vector and add it. So now I'll print and show this to you. So first it will print 1 and 5 and then 4 and 6. So instead of printing, you can just add this and put this in a list and display it as a vector, or you can also convert this to numpy arrays. You can try that. I mean, that would be a good exercise, but for now we can just go with the readily available numpy function itself. So we have this v1 and v2, and I'm going to print this difference vector. Okay, now let's run this, and the result is minus 1 comma 5. So I'll come back to this and see here. So we have this 2 and 3, and we are subtracting 3 comma minus 2. So when we subtract it, this vector has to be kind of written in the opposite direction, as we have this negative symbol here. So this 3 comma minus 2 now will kind of go in this opposite direction. Graphically we can say that this is our difference, or you can also calculate this by this way, where it's just element wise subtraction, and the result is minus 1 comma 5, which is what we are seeing here. So the next one is dot product, and dot product is also pretty same, and we have considered a different example, 2 comma 3 and 4 comma 4. So let's take those two vectors now. So I'll create those two vectors as v1 is equal to 2 comma 3 and v2 will be equal to 4 comma 4. And here let's create this function as a define dot product, and it should take two values, v1 comma v2, and you can say v1 is equal to numpy array, and instead of this np dot subtract, you can just say np dot dot. Let's run this. Let's say dot product result, which is equal to dot product of v1 and v2. So let's run this and also print dot product result. Again, as I said, you can try to do this without numpy as well, so that would be a good exercise, but I just wanted to give you an taste of how all this happens within this numpy functions and so on. And finally we have this cross product. So vector product result is 20, which is what we are seeing here, and finally we have this cross product for 2 3 0 4 4 and 0. So cross product, we do this with 3 or more dimensional vectors, so that's why we have this vector of 3 dimensions. So we have 2 3 0 4 4 and 0. So let's kind of work on this. I'll again copy this v1 and make this a 3-dimensional vector. So let's say 2 3 comma 0 and 4 comma 4 comma 0, and simply you can just copy this. Instead of dot, you can just use this cross thing. So I'll say np dot cross and run this, and now I can say can change this name to cross product and run this. So instead of dot, let's call this as cross. So the result is 0 comma 0 comma minus 4, which is what we are seeing here. So minus 4k, because I and j, the first two coordinate axis things, are like 0, so we have minus 4k. So we have 0 comma 0 comma minus 4. So this is how you can do these basic vector operations in Python. So I hope everyone is clear until this point. So this is like a pretty simple thing to do, and as I said, in the next video let's understand how we can kind of work with other vector operations, such as multiplying a vector by a scalar, and element wise multiplication of two vectors, and then vector projections, and finally cosine similarity. So all these are like pretty important in deep learning, and I'll also clearly explain you where these concepts of vector operations are exactly used in deep learning, so that you get a better idea of why we are learning this. So I hope everyone is clear until this point, and I'll see you in the next upload. Thanks for watching.